Greetings, greetings. It's Vanessa here, nutrition and fitness coach, tuning in for another Monday motivation. And I'm here to serve busy women like you, to help you to get your nutrition, your fitness, and your mindset into a positive energy flow. And I'll also help you to keep it there. So let's do this. Welcome to tonight's Monday motivation. And I'm going to talk to you about 7 reasons why you need to plan out your weekly activities. You need to prioritize and plan your weekly activities. I'm just going to start off with a quote, and I have got notes. So if you see me looking down, please bear with me. It just helps me to make sure that I don't miss any of the points that I want to share with you. The quote that I've got here is actually by a man who he's an oil tycoon, and he starts by saying, decide what you want, decide what you are willing to exchange for it, establish your priorities, and then go to work. So yes, we are going to talk about priorities and why it's very important that you need to set those priorities for your weekly activities. Before we begin, I've got somebody here with me on the live, so I'm just going to welcome them. I really appreciate it when people tune in on the live broadcast. So let's have a look. Give me a shout out if you are tuning in live as well, so I can see who's with me. Okay, it looks like we've lost connection at the moment. No problem. All right, so let's get to work. Number 1 reason I've put here why you need to make priorities and plan your weekly activities is to stay committed to your health goals. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to do, but when we make a plan, then we are making a plan to win. If you don't make a plan, then unfortunately, it means that you're not really focused on what you're doing. So keep focused on your health goals by making a weekly timetable of when you are going to be exercising. Number 2, when you're making a plan, it actually gives you an opportunity to invite your friends. And working out with other people is such a fun thing to do. Most of the workouts that I do, I am with the company of others. Today was PramFit Monday. It was Gemma and myself that went for our walk. I've done over 12,000 steps. You know, we're walking, we're talking, we're laughing, giving each other advice, encouragement. You don't realise that you're exercising. So if you are wanting to exercise, if you know when you will be making that activity in your week, it gives you an opportunity to invite your friends or your family. Fantastic way to keep yourself motivated. And I have spoken about your accountability circle in a previous broadcast. Number 3. If you make a plan, it will ensure that you can actually make sure you've got a balance of cardio and weight training, and also flexibility. So in terms of your program of activities, if you're just focusing on cardio all the time, that's fantastic. Cardio will help you to burn fat, but actually when you're putting in weight-bearing exercise into your program, you will be burning calories when you are resting. Don't forget the flexibility. So there are different forms of exercise that you can do which will help you with your flexibility. Yoga is an obvious one. Pilates is another one. For myself as a martial artist, we do a lot of stretching. So the class on Saturday was focused on stretching. Number 4, if you've made a plan of your activities, then you can actually make sure that you're working your total body. So this is in line to what I've just said. If you're just going to focus on cardio, for example, or weights, are you making sure that you're working your total body? Number 5, you can track your movements and improvements, Now, I've spoken about tracking in a previous broadcast. we do need to be able to track our progress when it comes to our activity. This does tie into the body composition broadcast that I did last week. So if we are tracking where we are starting from, then as you move forward in your activity, you will know how well you are doing, and you will be able to celebrate those victories. When I used to run a fit camp, we would always start off with what we would call a fitness test. And yes, obviously some people were a bit nervous about doing a fitness test. But actually at the end of the 5 weeks, when the woman who originally came to me and said, well, I can't even do one sit-up, realised that after 5 weeks maybe she could do 15 sit-ups, that was a sign of her progress. So it's always important for you to have an indication of where you've started. If you have any questions or comments about tonight's broadcast, please leave them in the comments box below. I would like to hear your thoughts on on the tips that I'm giving you. I hope that it's adding value to the week that you're going to be having ahead of you. Okay, so number 5, to plan out your meals ahead of time. So again, if you are able to know when you're exercising, then you can make sure that you've prepped your meals. A lot of people, unfortunately, they may be just reaching for the first bits of food that's available to them after they've done a workout. I don't want to say the T word, but I have heard of stories in the past of people that would go out and do their exercise and they would go and have a takeaway, like literally go to the chip shop after they've worked out because they haven't got any food prepared at home. Now, obviously, a meal like a takeaway fish and chips is totally defeating the object. If you've done a really good workout, cardio workout to burn fat, you don't want to then be putting that fat back into your body. Whereas if you've made a plan ahead of time, so you know exactly what day you'll be training, what area of the body, if it's going to be cardio, weights, stretching, flexibility, that type of thing, you can always make sure that you've got a meal prepared. If it's an exercise that you're doing away from home, you might need to bring the food with you. If you are prepping your food in advance, then obviously, as we know, it's a good idea to make sure that we've eaten at least, I would say, an hour and a half before training, just to make sure that your food's digested, and then you'll go and do your exercise. When you finish training, particularly weight bearing exercise where you've really been working out on your muscles, it's really important that you actually put protein back into your body. So again, if you've made a plan of what type of exercise you'll be doing, you can be more prepared in making sure you've got that protein source available. So I know a lot of the ladies that I train with, they actually have the protein bars that I supply. They have that neatly in their bag. So after exercise, they can just reach for a protein bar before they go home to actually have the main meal that they'll be having there. And also you can plan your rest day. So it's important to make sure that when you've got your program of activities that you have planned in a rest day as well. The body does need to repair and recover, particularly if you've been doing different types of activities throughout the week. So having a rest day, there's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, if you are resting, you can still do your steps. So try and be active, don't just literally slob about all day. But if you wanted to rest and relax properly, you can always do some meditation. Maybe you could take the opportunity to go to the sauna and relax in the sauna and make sure that your body is able to detox from the food that you would have consumed beforehand, in the week beforehand. So yeah, they're my tips for today. I hope that's been helpful for you. It's just helping you to think about, rather than getting, it is Monday today. Do you know what type of exercise you'll be doing for the rest of the week? If you do, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from the viewers who are nice and organised. If it isn't something that you've already planned for, then Sunday is always a good day to think about what you're going to be doing for the week ahead. Like I said, you can actually make sure that you've got a nice varied activity plan for the week moving forward. Invite your friends to join you and have fun. So that's today's tips. As usual, I'm going to give you an invitation to come and join me in the free community group that we've got set up. It's actually aimed around nutrition and fitness. We're not running a challenge in there at the moment because we've started our 21-day VIP challenge. So we're on day 8 of that. But I imagine that in the next week or so, the leaders of that group will be letting myself know what type of challenge we'll be putting in there. So it's always nice for you to come into the group at this stage. You can get access to some free files in there. You'll always get some handy tips on nutrition and exercise. And when we announce a new challenge, you'll already be in the group and hopefully rearing to do the challenge with us. So I'll pop the link to the free group in the comments box below. I hope you found tonight's information valuable, and I'll see you here next week at 8 o'clock for another Monday motivation. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care. Bye bye.